Hey guys, it's Brendan Borman, and in today's video, we're going to be looking at real Devy fantasy football trades that happened in our league that's called Road to Glory, that's hosted on my fantasy league. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a like or a comment if there's a trade that you think was a clear winner, and subscribe if you're new. All right, so trade number one, Sean Noble of the Thundercats goes out and he buys Joe Burrow, Emeka Egbuka, Evan Ingram, and David Njoku. At this time of the trade, Njoku had not yet signed with the Chargers. He's going to be competing with Oronde Gadsden for targets there. But the big questions, can Burrow stay healthy? Is Egbuka the same wide receiver he was the first 4 weeks of the season before he fell off? And was the price to pay in Colston Loveland and Trey McBride a fair cost in a start 1 2 PPR tight end league? I like the Founding Fathers picks, especially of Andrew Marsh out of Michigan. But depending on the league format, I would say in a typical league, you would side with the Joe Burrow side. With this league settings, you could make the argument for Colston Loveland and Trey McBride as long as the Founding Fathers had some quarterbacks that they could slide in and give up a franchise quarterback and not get one back. Now, the Founding Fathers are active again, and they are getting Cam Ward. So the question is Cam Ward a franchise quarterback? Now, I do know that the other quarterback that Founding Fathers has is Josh Allen. So can Cam Ward be that quarterback too to put that team over the hump? Only time will tell. Now, to acquire Cam Ward, he gave up Jacoby Brissett, Sam Leavitt, who is transferring from Arizona State to LSU, Ryan Wingo, Jaden Higgins, and Gunnar Helm. So some interesting pieces in this offer. I don't know if I'd rather have 5 quarters or a nice clean $1 bill. In this case, Wingo is a nice prospect. Higgins had a quietly under-the-radar rookie season, but I know Sam Leavitt, his Devy stock has taken a hit. Again, I think I'm going to take the Cam Ward side here pretty easily, especially if I can replace some of those Devy assets. The next trade, we have the Dodo Birds, who are trading with the Founding Fathers again. So now this time, I'm actually going to side with the Dodo Birds. So the Dodo Birds acquired Jordan Tyson, and it looks like the rights to Kenyon Sadiq. Now, this is a contract league, and so if a player is owned on a Devy league, they still have to draft their own players at some point in the draft. So really, that's just kind of a moot point. Ty Simpson was unowned, so it's more like a 2-for-1. So it's Bryant Wesco Jr., who you have to wait another year for, possibly, has been injured, and we don't know what his stock is going to be, and the rights to Ty Simpson for Jordan Tyson. To me, that's, a little bit of value on the Wesco and Ty Simpson side, but there's a lot of risk there. And I want the first-round wide receiver that was just taken and the one that I can use right now. Give me the Jordan Tyson side. Okay, the next trade, we have the Dodo Birds again, and this is a interesting trade, to say the least. We have Joe Flacco, Chris Rodriguez, Kenyon Sadiq, and Ben Sanat coming in from 3-putt. And then going to 3-putt, we have a quarterback, Shadur Sanders, a Devy running back, Jamal Roberts. We had Ahmad Hardy, who was unfortunately shot in the leg, and so having Jamal Roberts as a dart throw, you could do worse in Devy. Taj Brooks and Brenton Strange. But, all these things are kind of like the same thing, except for Kenyon Sadiq and Shadur Sanders. Does Sanders keep his starting job? Is Sadiq a usable asset? And talking about this league in the 2 PPR for tight ends, give me the Sadiq side. Sanders, I think, will get every opportunity this season to keep the job. And I like KC Concepcion and some of the pieces they brought in. But yeah, give me the Dodo Bird side. All right, so back to our old friends, the Founding Fathers. A big trade here. They are acquiring Nico Collins, and then 3 Devy picks, which were used to draft Diabell, the incoming freshman from Texas, Latsier Brooks, the wide receiver from Alabama, and the sophomore tight end from Iowa, who should definitely continue the Iowa tight end U there, and the Renegades making their video debut, acquiring Bryant Wesco, DeCorion Moore, Ted Hurst, Jamari Johnson, another top Devy tight end prospect, and again, the rights to draft their own Jonah Coleman. So Jonah Coleman kind of gets put to the side. Really is Bryant Wesco, DeCorian Moore, and Jamari Johnson, those trio of Devy players, are those equal to Nico Collins? Now, I think I take the NFL production side, the Nico Collins side, but let me know in the comments what you think. This next trade, we have a 1-for-1, nice, clean, incoming freshman, incoming NFL rookie, Adam Randall, who was the owner's personal draft choice by the Baltimore Ravens. So Randall was scouted by the owner. Dabo Swinney said he was the highest character guy that had ever been in his program, and that was good enough for the Ravens to draft Adam Randall. He's speedy. Of course, he's behind King Henry. And then on the other side, you have Elijah Arroyo, this freakishly athletic tight end who is kind of a disappointment thus far in his career, still young. Again, it's a 2 PPR tight end premium league, so I'm going to side with Elijah Arroyo, but I've also been trying to buy running backs in this league, and I've had virtually zero luck. So running backs, the market will tick up when they start scoring fantasy points, but yeah, give me Elijah Arroyo. And then we have the Walruses again, who are making a monster trade. They are a new owner in the league. They're putting their own personal twist and rebuilding. And he decided to kind of put Arch Manning on the block. And so this was the package that ended up being accepted for Arch Manning. It was Jaden Maiava, the quarterback for USC, who could be a first-round pick next year. Lots of your books, who, again, making his second appearance in this video. George Pickens, the wide receiver 2 for the Dallas Cowboys, but of course, he's like a 1B to CeeDee Lamb, and then a third-round Devy depleted pick next year. So, again, Arch Manning, he's not a sure thing, but he has the last name Manning. He has another year at Texas with Ryan Wingo, with Cam Coleman to make an impression on the NFL, and I think that I'm going to take the Arch Manning side. Next, we have a Bryce Underwood trade. So we have the War Turtles, who are making their debut on this channel, and the War Turtles are buying Bryce Underwood for a 2027 third-round Devy depleted pick. So would you take Bryce Underwood, sophomore, going into Michigan? He's got Andrew Marsh. He has new offensive coordinator to kind of turn things around, or are you re-rolling with a new pick? Now, in this league, there are 9 Devy spots, and you have to keep that in mind because at some point you may have more assets you know what to do with, and consolidation is key. And maybe the question is not, is Bryce Underwood better than a third-round pick, but is it better to have the liquidity in a third-round pick? I would take the third-round pick, but again, I could look like a fool this time next year if Bryce Underwood ascends back to where he was. In the next video, I'm going to dive into our full draft board. We had 9 rounds of rookies and Devys being drafted, and we'll go over who was overdrafted, who got good values, and your comments in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.